All right, let's talk about one of the weirdest things happening in the car world right now, hydrogen. I mean, on one hand, you hear that the market is basically a ghost town, that sales are just collapsing. But then on the other hand, some of the biggest names in the business are pouring billions, literally billions, into it. So what is going on here? Let's kick things off with the really shocking numbers.
So get this, in the first half of 2025, global sales for hydrogen cars dropped by 27%. Let me say that again, down 27%. That's not just a little slump, you know? That's the kind of number that makes you think a market is in some serious trouble. And yeah, that brings us right to the heart of the paradox we're digging into. When you see a number like that, the logical question is, why on earth would companies like BMW, Hyundai, and Honda be doubling down? Why are they throwing huge piles of cash at a technology that, from the outside, looks like it's completely failing?
Okay, so to really get into their heads, we first have to look at just how bad things seem on the surface. And believe me, it's pretty bleak. We're talking about sales numbers and an infrastructure mess that would send most sane investors running for the hills.
And look, this isn't just one company having a bad year. Nope. This is across the board. We're talking Hyundai, Toyota, Honda, the very companies that pioneered this stuff. All of them saw sales go down. To put it in perspective, in the entire first half of 2025, only about 4,100 hydrogen cars were sold globally. That's tiny.
And a huge reason why is that classic chicken and egg scenario. I mean, who's going to buy a car if there's nowhere to fill it up? In the US, pretty much all the refueling stations are in California. And even there, Shell just shut down 7 of them. In the UK, it's even worse. They went from 15 stations down to just 4. This isn't just a failure to launch, this is actually going backwards.
The problems have gotten so big that some companies are just giving up. They're throwing in the towel. Case in point, in the middle of 2025, Stellantis, the huge company that owns Jeep, Chrysler, Peugeot, all those brands, they just completely shuttered their entire hydrogen fuel cell program. That is a massive player just getting up and walking away from the table.
And their COO didn't mince words. He basically said, we don't see any way to make money on this in the near future. So that's it, right? Case closed. Hydrogen is dead. Well, hold on. Not so fast.
Because this is where the whole story gets really strange. At the exact moment some giants are backing out, others are flooring it. They're pushing forward and they're launching some seriously cool and innovative cars.
Let's start with Hyundai. They rolled out a brand new, completely redesigned Nexo in South Korea. And get this, in its first 3 months, it sold over 4 times more than the original did when it launched. 4 times. That tells you something really important. People are interested, they're just waiting for a car that actually makes sense for them. And this new Nexo is genuinely compelling. We're talking about a 447-mile range on a single tank. I mean, think about that. That's not just good for an electric or hydrogen car, that's better than a lot of gas-powered cars out there. It tackles that whole range anxiety thing head on.
And it's not just about going far either. They also cranked up the horsepower by 33%. So it's not just efficient, it's actually quick and fun to drive. This isn't some boring science experiment on wheels. It's a car you'd actually want to own.
Then you've got Honda, who came up with this really smart way to tackle that infrastructure problem we talked about. Their new CR-V, it's a plug-in hybrid, but instead of a gas engine, it has a hydrogen fuel cell. So for your daily stuff, you can just plug it in and get about 29 miles on battery alone, but for a long road trip, you fill it up with hydrogen in minutes and you're good to go, you're never stuck. It's like the perfect bridge between both worlds.
And then there's BMW, and their strategy might just be the boldest of them all. See, they're not just designing a new car, they're building the entire production line from the ground up. They're making this huge bet that they can finally make hydrogen affordable by doing it on a massive scale.
And this isn't just talk, they have a solid timeline. They're already installing the equipment in their plants right now, with a target of 2028 to launch a mass-market hydrogen car. This is a serious, long-term, multi-billion-dollar play. They're hedging their bets that the future won't be 100% battery electric.
And their head of the hydrogen project put it perfectly. He said it's the best of both worlds. You get that silent, super responsive feeling of an electric car, but you can refuel it in 3 to 4 minutes, just like you do now. For a lot of people, that's the dream, right?
So this really gets to a crucial shift in thinking. The car makers who are still in this game, they've stopped seeing it as hydrogen versus batteries. That's the wrong way to look at it. For them, it's about having the right tool for the right job.
Look, the two technologies are just suited for different things. Batteries, they're fantastic. Super efficient for your daily commute for most of the driving most of us do. But what about a giant semi-truck that has to drive across the country and can't afford to stop for hours to recharge? That's where hydrogen starts to look really, really good. That quick refueling is a game changer for commercial vehicles.
But, and this is a huge but, that whole zero emissions thing comes with a giant asterisk. It all comes down to how you make the hydrogen. The dream is green hydrogen. That's when you use renewable energy, like solar or wind, to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. That's truly clean. The problem is, most hydrogen today is gray hydrogen, made from natural gas, which creates CO2. So really, the entire future of this tech depends on making that green hydrogen cheap and easy to get.
So all of this brings us to what's coming next. The next few years, basically between now and 2028, are going to be absolutely decisive. This is when we'll find out if hydrogen cars are going to become a real thing or if they're just going to stay a curiosity forever.
So if you want to know how this plays out, here's what you need to watch. First, BMW's big launch in 2028. That's the ultimate test. Can they actually build these things at scale and at a price people will pay? Second, keep your eyes on commercial trucking. That's probably where hydrogen will get its first real foothold. And of course, you've got to watch government policy and, most importantly, the price of that green hydrogen. That could make or break the whole thing. Which leaves us right back where we started, with this fascinating paradox. You have sales that are in a freefall, but innovation that's speeding up. You have corporate giants walking away, while others are betting the farm on it. So, the big question is, are we watching the final dying breaths of the hydrogen dream? Or are we just seeing the messy, complicated, and difficult birth of its future? The next few years are going to be one heck of a story.